Hi, my name is Vanessa Ling Yu, and I am the Executive Director of Cater Toronto. And I also consult with other food businesses, but most importantly, I'm a resident of Regent Park. Today we are going to make two simple recipes using the insides of your jack-o'-lantern. So a jack-o'-lantern, as you know, we're going to be carving for Halloween, but I've done it already. See that? And so we're going to be using the seeds. Today we're here in the brand new kitchen at the Bill Graham Youth Center in Regent Park and taping, and we've also got some people behind the camera. We've got Sean from Regent Park Neighborhood Association and Regent Park Focus Media Group. So today we're going to be using the insides of your pumpkin, and what you can see here is some cleaned pumpkin seeds that are raw. And you can actually swap out different seeds, but today we're going to use pumpkin seeds. Don't waste them. They're actually very nutritious and tasty. Today, although there are many preparations of using these seeds through history and time and in different places in the world, we're going to be making a toasted shell-on pumpkin seed snack. And then the other is a toasty pumpkin seed sprinkle that you can put on other dishes. And I will tell you a couple of the ingredients, but we're also going to be able to find the recipe when you go to the link that's being provided by Friends of Regent Park. So I'm going to try to share as much as possible here, but don't worry, there's going to be a written version of the recipe. So for the first recipe, we're doing a toasted 5-spice shell-on seed, and we're going to toast it with some seeds and a little bit of oil. It's a vegan recipe, and there's so many variations, but today I figured I would do 5-spice with a little added spiciness. For those of you who don't know what 5-spice is, it is a blend that is often found in different Asian cuisines, and often to marinate meat or to season different items. And because I like spiciness, we're going to add a little bit of cayenne, a little bit of soy sauce, and a little bit of brown sugar for that like spicy sweetness. The other recipe is super simple. It is only the shell-on toasted seeds and salt. It's more about the method of doing it, and I will show you how to do that. So what we have in this pan is boiling water and the seeds and some of the slime that was still on the seeds. And why I'm doing this is it's going to help cook the inside, and only for 1 minute. You're going to have the seeds, you can see there, and some of the slime. And it's going to cook the insides just briefly, but help me separate some of the slimy guts on the seeds. And you just need 1 minute and some boiling water. So on very low heat, I am just toasting the seeds and moving them around. And you can actually also do this in the oven at 385, just roast them. But because it goes so quickly, make sure you don't leave, keep an eye on them. And I'm going for a little bit of color, and I actually have no oil in there yet, okay? And you're seeing that some of the slime that was still on there, and it's not slime, it's the pulp from the pumpkin, is drying up as I do this, okay? All I did was dry toast these seeds, and I like a little color. You should actually go for a little color. It adds a little bit of flavor, I like to say. So there are a few ways to do this. This is the recipe that only has 2 ingredients. It's the dry roasted seeds, and we're gonna smash them. So I like to make things easily accessible for what you have at home. You could, maybe you have a mortar and pestle. Maybe you have a spice grinder, you can use that. You could also use a blender, and you're just gonna put it in there and whiz it or smash it. Because we're doing a small amount, I'm going to try to show you how it can quickly be done in mortar and pestle. with a sprinkle of salt, okay? And you know, I was gifted this this mortar and pestle by a friend who lives in Regent Park as well. But you may or may not know there are all different types of mortar and pestles. A lot of them are really beautiful and really heavy. So all I'm doing is grinding this. And the reason I added the salt in there at this point is because while you're doing this, you might as well use the granular texture of the salt to help with grinding. So I'm going to show you how slow this can be. What we've got in there is the beginnings. You can barely tell that I'm starting to make headway into smashing this. All right, and now I'm gonna do it in here just for speed, but also, yeah, mostly for speed. So for video purposes, and because I want to show you both ways, and be a little bit lazy, I put it in the grinder, and you can see there that it's a beautiful, like, okay?
Yep.
Now, because we roasted those shells, you can eat it like this. However, if you feel like maybe it's a little bit too gritty, what you can do is you can use a strainer, a clean strainer, and filter out some of that crumb. You can continue to keep grinding it until it's a very fine powder, but I like some texture. And what you can do with this, it has a little bit of salt in it, but just enough. So you could actually sprinkle this on top of a dessert. You can sprinkle it onto a stew. You can sprinkle it in a sandwich, on salads. It's got protein and iron and a lot of other health benefits, but it's just a delicious topping that you maybe thought you were gonna throw away. With this mix, if you'd like, you can add some other seasonings. Again, this is just pumpkin seeds, dry toasted with some salt and crushed up. You can actually add lots of seasonings if you'd like, but because we're gonna keep it simple today, leave it with just salt and pumpkin seeds. Having said that, you can mix it in with different spices later. And as I said before, you can put it in sweet and savory applications. Once it's done, you're gonna put it into a container and then just store it in the fridge. It can last in the fridge as long as you don't eat it. But please enjoy it and use these seeds. They're food that you might have possibly tossed away and very, very healthy. Now we're gonna do the toasted 5-spice seeds. And some of you may be familiar with doing it in the oven, but I'm gonna show you a stovetop method, which is also similarly very simple. And now you remember, I cooked the seeds for about a minute in the boiling water and then separated the pulp and strained and drained them. Then I dry toasted them a little. What I'm doing here is just heating up a little bit of neutral oil. In this case, I've got grapeseed oil. And I'm just simply going to add the seeds on medium, okay? Medium heat, because I don't want them to burn on the outside but not get crispy on and cooked on the inside. While this is on, I'm actually gonna go medium low. I'm gonna add some of my flavorings. Keep stirring. In this case, I am adding a little bit of salt, a little bit of 5-spice powder, a few grinds of white pepper, because that's what I like. You can use black pepper. If you like spiciness, which I do too, you could add some cayenne pepper. Keep stirring to incorporate the spices around the shells, but also so that you can, the spices get toasted. When you do it this way, by adding the spices into the pan with a little bit of heat, you're gonna bring out some of the aromas and flavors, whereas if you add it after they're done, you're basically putting like raw seasonings onto the cooked seeds. In this way, you're getting more of the flavor. I'm gonna turn it down really nice and low, as you are seeing that there is getting some color, but I'm not confident that they're crisp and the insides are gonna be crunchy yet. So we've been just chatting and slowly stirring this over low heat. And these might be darker than you're used to, it depends. I don't know what spices you're using, but in particular, because I used 5 spice, those spices already have like some dark brownness to them, and they coated the seeds really well, and they're quite dark and crunchy. There is some salt in there, and I didn't use a lot of oil, so you can't really see that it's shiny, but it did contribute to making this flavorful, crunchy snack. So these seeds, you are going to take it off of the heat because there'll be some remaining heat. Put it on to, you know, like something that will allow some heat or some air to flow underneath the pan. And once they are a little bit cooler, you can enjoy them nice and toasty or cool. And once you've had your fill, put them or decant them into a jar, and likewise, they can sit on your counter, but if you put them in the fridge with the lid on, they can last for like say 6 months. But I'm pretty sure if you like chips or nuts or peanuts or things like crunchy and yummy, they won't last 6 months. These, you can eat just like that. You don't have to remove the shell. The shell is crunchy, it's added fiber, they're seasoned. But the other thing is, whether you eat these by the handful or you save them for toppings, it's the same idea. You can sprinkle it on salads, stews, and I think you're gonna find that you really enjoy these.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Just like incline this, more incline,
Yeah.
like this.
What we made here with very simple ingredients, all from the inside of your future jack-o'-lantern, is some toasty seeds that I seasoned with 5-spice powder, white pepper, a little bit of salt, and a neutral oil. Just a very slow toast over on your stove. And then what we have here is actually the same thing, seeds, but all it is salt and those dry roasted seeds. I didn't use oil in this case, and in both cases, you can put it in a jar, store it in the fridge, and enjoy as you would like. Both can be sprinkled. These, on the other hand, you can just put your hand in and cram them in your mouth and enjoy as you will. This is usually sprinkled on top of like a stew or a soup, lots of nutrition. Because I didn't use that much salt, you could actually apply it to, you know, like some stewed apples to bring out that flavor. And a lot of nutrition. Oh, and fiber too. Thank you for joining us today to learn how to make a couple of simple recipes with the insides of your pumpkin. And I'd like to thank those who have supported us. We have Friends of Regent Park, Fred Victor, Freshco, Park People, Circle Square, Muslim Welfare Centre of Canada, Council Fire, Regent Park Focus Media Arts, the Centre for Social Innovation, and Cater Toronto.
Please do not forget to like, comment, and share to our channel. Follow us on all our social media platforms. And for more information, please check out our website.